Now that you have navigation controls under your belt, it's time to take a look at how you can create objects. In Blender, or generally in any 3D modeling software, when you want to model something, you start with a very basic shape. Those are known as primitives. So you start with something like a circle or a cube, and then you turn that into a complex object that you want to create. Now, by default, you can see Blender gives us this primitive cube, and we're going to go ahead and select it by left-clicking on it and then press Delete key on the keyboard to get rid of it. To add new objects, we go to this Add menu at the top of our 3D viewport, and then we have different type of objects that we can add to our 3D scene. And now in this video, we'll go over the Mesh menu. And you can also access the same menu by pressing Shift A on your keyboard, and it makes it easier and it sort of pops up under your cursor. So under Mesh, we have Plane Object, we have the default cube that we had in our scene. I'll go ahead and press Delete. And let's go ahead and add something like this UV sphere. And every time when you add an object, down here you'll see this menu. This is called Operator Panel. You can left click on it to open the settings for the last thing that you did. In this case, we added a UV sphere. So let's just zoom in a little bit here on this. And here you can see that we have the radius to make it big or small. We have our rings to add more detail to our object. And then we have same thing here for our segments. And then we have the location and rotation of the object. Now from here, I would recommend playing around and adding some of these different objects. For example, you can add this torus, and then you can sort of play around with the shape. You can add more detail and sort of play around with these different things. You can even like add some of these other things. For example, there are these lights and stuff that you can add and play around with.